Welcome back to the show, and now we're going to head to the interview. And our very first guest we're going to bring in to talk some baseball is our good friend Lou Merloni, the Red Sox analyst for NESN. Lou, you're on the road with the team for 6 months. Probably a bit of a grind. How you feeling now that the offseason's here for you?
Well, first off, it's an honor, right, to be your first guest, so I appreciate that. Now, just sort of relax mode. Watch a little baseball, spend some time with the family. It can be a long season if you go back to mid-February.
Yeah, it is a long season for you. I hope you're enjoying it. Let's talk about the baseball you are watching now. World Series, 1-1 now between the Dodgers and the Blue Jays, going to Game 3 now out in L.A. First game, Toronto bats came alive. Game 2, Dodger pitching shut them down. Kind of curious your thoughts. Which game was more indicative of the way you expect the series to go from here on out?
I really think it was Game 2. I just think the Dodgers right now, we saw they put their team together in the offseason. We were wondering who was going to beat them. And really the only chance you had is if maybe come October they were all hurt. Well, they're not. And, whether it's Yamamoto and Snell and Glasnow and Ohtani, you have 4 of the top, 15, 20, 10, 20 pitchers in the game that are healthy and throwing the baseball. I give the Blue Jays a ton of credit. I like the way they put their team together. There's some threats on top of the order. There's contact on the bottom of the order. There's veterans in that rotation. I just don't think they have enough to beat this Dodgers team.
I will say, though, their bats exploded in that 6th inning in Game 1. And that guy Kirk, man, he's been unbelievable to start this series. I love the way he swings the bat, Lou. We all know why the Dodgers are in the World Series. Man, their team is loaded, pitching, hitting. They are just stacked. They spend a lot of money, and they built a tremendous team. What does the Blue Jays make in the World Series? What does that tell you? What kind of lessons can that give the other 28 teams out there?
Well, first off, it's a lesson of the Boston Red Sox because the last 2 American League teams in the World Series are the Yankees and the Blue Jays. And, I don't think either team are going away. The Blue Jays were very interesting. We didn't know what they were going to be. There was talent enough there to win that division. There was also a situation where they weren't bringing Vlad back and they could have traded everybody away. To me, the message is simple. You have a great player, you keep him. You had Vlad Guerrero. You signed him. You keep him. You changed the entire vibe of that ball club. And then you went out and you added at the deadline. You got a kid in Louis Varland, high leverage guy. You got Shane Bieber, who's throwing the ball well for you right now. But you also have to develop. You can do both. Your Savage is up here dealing. You can do both. Toronto has been trying to spend. And you kind of hope as a Red Sox fan that this success doesn't get people to accept the money that they're trying to give out. I give Mark Shapiro a lot of credit for going out there and trying to build something and getting to the World Series.
Well, Lou, that's a great way to segue into the Red Sox. I'm guessing based on that answer, you think they need to bring Bregman back this offseason. Beyond that, what's that move plus something else you think is the top of the Red Sox list right now?
Well, I would say right now when you wake up, you don't have Bregman, you don't have Lucas Giolito, who had a 3.4 ERA. So you need to get the equivalent of both of them on this baseball team this winter just to get even. And then you got to go on top of that. So hopefully Bregman does come back. I don't know about Giolito. You can make that trade, which is what I think they need to do, right? I think they need to trade for that number 2 guy behind Garrett Crochet, bring back Bregman, and then you still have to add. To me, that's not enough. That just sort of gets you to where you were last year. You have a lot of depth in this starting young pitching. I love all of it. I do think you may have to give up 1 or 2 to get that arm that you might need. So you have a good young base. There's no question. Depth is there. But you need a number 2. You need a couple of big bats in the middle of this lineup that can hit some home runs because that's where everything sort of changed when Devers was traded, when Roman Anthony got hurt. You just missed so much pop in this lineup, and you got to find it.
All right, Lou, we got 3 quick questions we're going to be asking you here. First off, I want to know you're on the road with the Red Sox for 6 months. Probably a lot of great views across Major League Baseball. What were your least favorite? Which is the least favorite press box for you? I heard you complaining about Washington and the minor league park down there in Tampa.
Yeah, it's Washington by far. You can't even you can't even see baseball players. Like there's a big league fly ball in the infield, still 100 feet below you. It's like you're flying a plane over that stadium trying to call it. So it's Washington 100%.
All right, Lou, everyone who knows you knows you're a local legend here, Framingham native. Going back to the olden days, what's your favorite high school baseball memory, Lou?
I think for me it was, actually playing as a freshman. Playing some of those teams like Braintree and Walpole and Norwood, some of the powerhouses. And then senior year, kind of trying to be competitive against some of those teams. Although every year we played Natick, which was Framingham's rival, and I don't think I beat them once in high school. And I'm still not over that. I really don't think I'm over that. But being together with your friends, right? These are my high school buddies. These are the kids I grew up with. They're all on my baseball team. Those are my memories.
That's awesome. I can't agree with you more. All right, why don't you leave us here with a World Series prediction, Lou?
Dodgers in 5. I don't think it gets back to Toronto. I just think their starting rotation is too good. Veterans, they've been there before. I hope it does, because I like for a longer series, but I think it's over in 5.
All right, great stuff. Lou Merloni, thank you very much. Coming up next, Dan Shaughnessy and I, we're talking about sports gambling.